Y'all, the bells are back and the bells are definitely ringing. But I think we got to discuss the scheme of it all, okay? There's a scheme, there's a couple of plots, there's a couple of scandals that we have got to discuss. And so the way we're going to do this is because it's always really, really difficult to break down a trailer, right? And to please everybody, right? But it's also difficult because I really want to do like a play by play and actually play it, but that content belongs to the network, right? So it always is kind of iffy about whether or not the video, like how, like what's going to happen with it. So, in order to err on the side of caution, in this video, we're going to go over the top 8 moments from the trailer. Okay. Now, the first big moment that we got to discuss is the reveal that Tambra is pregnant. Now, many of us had pretty much pieced this together if you watched the season, right? So the premiere or the trailer is really for season 3B, okay? Not to be confused with season 3A, which is what we saw earlier. So we'll get 3B and then we'll get a reunion, which a little birdie told me has already been shot, okay? So expect that to come this fall. We don't yet have a premiere date. But I believe that the reason why they went ahead and released this information about Tambra was because they knew that the trailer would also be dropping last night. Okay. So, what a way to gain some traction for the show than by releasing these images of Tambra looking like she is absolutely glowing. I mean, although we had sort of already heard through the grapevine, through a variety of sources, that it was indeed Tambra who was expecting. And there were little clues along the way if you really paid attention to the show. But OWN announced yesterday, they said, Tambra Cherie is absolutely glowing like never before. We can't wait to witness her beautiful journey to motherhood. Be sure to catch her joyful news on a sneak peek of Belle Collective airing tonight at 9/8 Central. So if you were watching OWN last night, you would have seen this preview. All right. And it's a collaborative post with Tambra as well. So that is moment number one. Now, I guess, as we will see in the trailer, that maybe she kept this moment a secret because, as she states in the trailer, it is a high risk pregnancy. Now, for those of you guys who are wondering, where can I watch this trailer? All right. So, our friends over at Reality Entertainment TV have got it posted to their Instagram. So, you guys can head over there and actually see it for yourself. It's almost 5 minutes worth of content, which is like, that is the thing that I do love about what OWN and VH1 tend to do when we do get our trailers, is that we tend to get at least almost 45 minutes of footage. And it's really enough to dive into each woman's story. And I do like that a lot. So, and I'm also glad that they give it to us nice and early. I think back in the day, it felt sometimes like you only got that trailer like maybe a week or two before the show actually started. And to get it so soon out really allows the promotional buzz to really begin. And it allows the fans to get excited. It allows the women to do interviews and to really get ahead of the game when it comes to promoting the new season. I think this is super smart and the right direction to go. So kudos to you, OWN, for that. All right. So in lieu of playing it, like I said, we're going to go over the top 8 moments. The first one was Tambra is expecting, obviously. Now, the second one is the scheme, right? So the scheme of it all is that Latrice reveals to Tambra, and it looks like a couple of other ladies who are maybe connected to the show, but not the main cast members, that Letitia concocted a play to run, that Tambra had some sort of issue with Aikisha and wanted her out of the group chat. Now, this is a pretty big deal. So for me, I'm asking, why would one do this? Is it that Latrice is indicating that Letitia is the sort of Giselle of the show and sort of making the wheels on the bus go round and round and round and round and round and round. Okay, Tevin, the Tevin Campbell spirit that came on through. Anyway, but is that what we are seeing here? That's the question that we really, really have to ask ourselves as we continue to watch, because she is sort of the when you look at a cast, oftentimes you do tend to find that there is a lead and a sort of second lead in every show. And whether you want to say it or not, all right, we can go down the list of leads, right? And there's usually an A lead and there's usually like a B lead. And I'm going to talk about who I feel have the A and B leads on a couple of franchises. When you look back at Atlanta, I feel like when it first started, it was definitely sort of like a Nene and Kim situation, with Nene being the lead and then Kim kind of being the B lead, right? Then when you look at Beverly Hills, when it first started, you had Kyle Richards, who was technically the lead, but then you had the B lead, which was, I believe, Lisa Vanderpump. And so then you look at something like a new Real Housewives of New Jersey, you have your A lead, which is, I believe, Teresa, and then you have your B lead, which is typically, I think, Melissa. Then when you look at Potomac, you have your A lead and you have your B lead. Your A lead is typically, I believe, Giselle, and your B lead is Karen. And it's just the way it seems as though the network frames the show and how the network frames the show around these women. I don't make up the rules. I'm just following the trends, right? Whether you want to agree or not. But sometimes that B lead ends up becoming a fan favorite over the A lead, who the network views as the face of the show. A lot of times that B lead, i.e. a Karen Huger, becomes a fan favorite because she also got the personality to that really pops on the screen, and she gives us a lot of moments that are meme worthy moments. So, I mean, in this show, I feel like Letitia is the lead, and I feel like Latrice is the B lead. That's just how I feel. It just seems to me how they center the stories, and they seem to have the most story to give, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, because they also seem to have a big sister, little sister type of relationship. You know what I'm saying? So how is that going to play out? Because what we will see in the trailer is Aikisha is going to confront Tambra directly and ask her one-on-one, did you or did you not want me not in the group chat? Okay. And then Marie and Letitia will both have their own separate blow-ups with Tambra. All right. All right, so that's highlight number 2, right? Number 3 is no new friends. Essie is back. S with the mess is back with the best. And she tells Letitia that Latrice said that none of the girls on the show were her friends and she's just working with them. We've heard this concept before from Nene Leakes, where, she said these girls are just my co-workers, okay? And it's interesting. I could not do a show with my close friends. I just couldn't, because we're not gonna be friends no more. I mean, it's just the nature of the show. If you can find a way to keep that friendship solidified, I say more power to you. But it is, I think, oftentimes very hard to do so, because you not only have to deal with the honesty of what your friends say about you, but then you have to deal with the reactions not only of your friends, family, and fans, or community who watches the show, but also sometimes see how that beef is fueled via people's opinions, right? So Latrice and Letitia will have a little confrontation about that, which leads into highlight number 4, okay? Which is Letitia and Glenn's situationship. As you guys see right here that I left on the screen, I left that up for a reason, because I really wanted you to know that this relationship is like really a focal point of the season, I think. I think that the first half was really focused on Latrice and Cliff, and I think that this back half maybe a lot more focused on Glenn and Letitia, because it seems like they're gonna have like a bumpy ride, like of highs and lows, getting back together, things seemingly going well, to moments where he's ripping his mic pack off and fleeing the scene, or where he is confronting her. It's another little music video scene, another Kiki Wyatt moment where she got to come outside, in a bodysuit, baby, and let him know what the tea is and get to banging up on that vehicle. Okay, I ain't lying. Marie thinks that Letitia is turning a blind eye to Glenn. We're going to see Glenn perform his song, "Tell Me Where Did We Go Wrong, Baby." Okay. Aikisha's husband is not going to be feeling this rap. Okay. Glenn continues to get potentially bad advice from Cliff, much to Letitia's dismay, and she will definitely have to confront him about this. And Glenn, like I said, Glenn and Letitia have a bumpy road ahead of them on this season. So if you're a fan of relationships like this, where it's highs and lows, personally speaking, I would have to cut it. Okay. Now it makes for great TV, but it would have to be a chop for me, because that's too much turmoil. I mean, it really is. All right. Highlight number 5, Ferris Street is back in the business. Okay. So just to give you guys some perspective, I had seen this a while ago, and in my mind, I knew I was going to use it at some point. We had gotten a post from Aikisha about 8 weeks ago, and it says, "I have dreamed of being in Essence for years. It has been on my vision board since 2007. She says, "Thank you, Essence, for making this girl's dream come true." And the title reads, "Owns Aikisha Holly Cologne is rebuilding Mississippi's Black Wall Street one investment at a time." The star of OWN's hit reality series, Belle Collective, is revitalizing Jackson, Mississippi's Ferris Street, a once booming Black ecosystem. Now, I need to go back and read this particular article, but I'm going to link it down for you in the description down below once I find it, so you guys can read it for yourself, because there is a little bit of a tense conversation between Marie and Aikisha about what she's doing on Ferris Street being similar to what Letitia was trying to do on Ferris Street. And basically, Aikisha is letting her know, girl, like, we do not compare. Do not compare me to her, okay? And what I'm doing. Let's talk about what we're doing now. All right. Little Nene Leakes for you. Nene Leakes is all. I mean, you could quote Nene. You could use a Nene Leakes quote in just about every scenario in life, really. Anyway, so we're gonna see that play out as well, which is good, because to me, Ferris Street and brunches are the cornerstone of what really makes Belle Collective a great show. All right. Okay, so the 6th highlight, I had to combine 2 things into one. You're actually going to get a cameo, or maybe 2 or more, from Stormy Steele, and Selena is going to come back up in conversation. I don't know that we're going to see her as much as I think that it's a travesty and a huge mistake to not cast Selena on this show. I get that it was wrong for them girls to go down fighting that way. But I also think it is a travesty not to have Selena on our screens on this show. And I think it would help propel this show to the absolute next level. She ain't got to interact with So Gucci, but I definitely think that it would be also good for Latrice to also have an ally on the show, because I don't really feel like she has many. Maybe her and Tambra are like cool like that. But is that more circumstantial because the rest of the girls don't really jive with them like that, or is it something more? Anyway, like I said, we're going to see Stormy filming with Latrice, and she is going to be, in a scene with Cliff and Latrice, and where Cliff is telling her like, "Yo, I thought I was going to get married and my wife was going to be submissive." And Stormy's like, "Well, why would you want your wife to be submissive? Stormy gonna be asking the questions, right? If it don't make sense, I mean, she gonna ask." So, and fun fact, I believe, was Stormy in contention for this show? I think she was. I felt like I heard Carlos King say she was in contention for the show at one point, and then she moved. I don't know what it was. Chime down in the chat if you remember. And then, like I said, Selena will be back up in conversation, because So Gucci is going to ask JJ if he is still in love with Selena. Another reason why she needs to be a part of this show. We love a love triangle, or the potential for one, or the drama that surrounds this sort of thing. And I just feel like it's a travesty not to have Selena on here. I do. I gotta say it. Highlight number 7 is Capitol Scandal. Okay, so the Belles are invited to tour the Capitol, but excuse me, million dollar Bill Marie, baby, is not invited. She is not on the guest list. And Latrice tells us that apparently Marie was left off the list because whomever was putting this together did not think that having her there would be a good look, which sets some things in motion that are going to potentially lead to Marie confronting some people and saying that it's going to be all-out war. All right. So I'm interested to see how that plays out, because I'm like, why was she left out? Because, as she states, she is an original Belle. So I want to know, what happened and who left her off the list? Who was planning this? All right. So then we got some mama drama. What show? I mean, if you got a reality show, you have got to have some mama drama. I mean, I think it's just a staple. Look at Mama D. Look at Miss Wanda. You know what I'm saying? We had Stormy's mama with the mama drama. I mean, mama drama. Look at Real Housewives of Atlanta. Mama drama makes great drama. I mean, it is. So Gucci goes head to head with JJ's mama, who is, living with them for the moment. And Letitia's mama is not pleased with her getting back together with Glenn. And you can see the look all over her face. All right. So those were my top moments from the Belle Collective season 3B trailer that just premiered last night. Let me know what your highlights are and what you think about these topics. I'm interested. Like I said, and congratulations again to Tambra. I think it's like we already kind of knew this, but it's nice to see that they waited and wanted to make it into a special moment, because, why not? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, shout out to them. Congratulations to the cast on coming back for season 3B. We don't yet have a premiere date. Once we do, I will definitely let you guys know so you guys can get excited, and I need to plan out my life. Okay. With that being said, I will catch you all in the next video.
So, Desiree Davenport, what are you hoping to accomplish with this show?
Honestly, I've lost everything in the most horrible way possible. And listen, I want it all back. I'm willing to build it piece by piece, and I mean brick by brick.
Oh, honey, she is done. I bet you a Birkin she doesn't last all season with us. Just watch.
I'm Misha Hill, and I'd like to consider myself the matriarch of this dynamic group of ladies. I mean, someone has to keep them under control.
I'm Davita Delaney.
I mean, I think I could teach these ladies a thing or two about how to get and keep a good man.
They said she was a gold digger. Gene, you're there for me. I'm just really looking forward to being surrounded by other empowering bosses.
Yes, I know exactly what she's doing. And if she keep playing in my face, I'm gonna have to let her off her dirty little secrets just like she did to me. And I'm not playing.
Let's get this straight. If I brought you into this circle, I just as easily can take you out. She ain't running nothing over here, okay? She needs to be worried about running that household and worried about why that husband of hers is never at home.
Oh, hell.
Ooh, child, this is about to be a mess.
Oh my God, I hate mess. What in the world did I get myself into?